Welcome to the 38th Annual Mississippi College Academic Competition at Mississippi College. The competition began the year with 19 teams from high schools across the state. Teams are matched in quiz-like competition, utilizing questions developed and tested for the high school level. Our goal is to recognize academic knowledge, to encourage learning, and to foster the spirit of competition and fair play. We have reached the quarterfinals. This match features Columbia Academy and Madison-Ridgeland Academy. Let's meet the teams.
My name is Riley Grace Howell and I'm a junior.
My name is Cooper Morey and I'm a junior.
My name is Ben Mitchell and I'm a senior.
My name is Cody Flint and I'm a senior.
My name is Eli Bullock. I'm in 8th grade.
My name is Zach Ortega and I'm a junior.
My name is George Dew and I'm a senior.
My name is John Laws and I am a senior.
My name is Hudson James and I'm a senior.
My name is Jacob Taylor and I'm a senior.
And we'll start with a 10-point toss-up. According to the American Film Institute's list of top screen heroes and villains in American film, the number 4 villain is which character in The Wizard of Oz?
Madison-Ridgeland, John.
The Wicked Witch of the West?
Yes.
For 20 points, on which body of water did Thomas MacDonough win a naval battle on September 11, 1814 that led to the entire British fleet surrender and saved New York from being lost? It borders New York and Vermont.
Madison-Ridgeland, John.
Lake Huron?
No. Columbia Academy, Cooper.
Lake Erie?
No.
It's going to be Lake Champlain. For 5 points, identify the cartoon character who celebrated his 91st anniversary in 2019, having made his debut on November 18, 1928 in the cartoon Steamboat Willie.
Madison-Ridgeland, Hudson.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
For 10 points, it's a math question. The binomial 2x plus 9 multiplied by which binomial yields the trinomial negative 8x squared minus 18x plus 81?
Madison-Ridgeland Academy, John.
Negative 4x plus 9?
Yes.
For 10 points, which Yiddish word beginning with the letter K designates someone who is clumsy or awkward?
MRA, George.
Klutz.
Yes.
For 10 points, it's another math question. Concentric circles are drawn with radii of 7 centimeters and 11 centimeters respectively. What is the area of the region that is not part of the smaller circle?
MRA, John.
4 pi r squared?
No. Columbia Academy, Ben.
121 pi.
No.
It's going to be 72 pi square centimeters. For 15 points, identify the Spanish king and queen whose tombs lie in the Royal Chapel of Granada's Cathedral. Their armies gained possession of the Kingdom of Granada in 1492.
MRA, Hudson.
Ferdinand and Isabella.
Yes.
For 10 points, NASA rejoined the quest to find life in space in 2003 by giving a $5 million 5-year grant to the SETI project. Give the full name of SETI.
MRA, Hudson.
Space Exploration Training Initiative.
No.
No answer. It's the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. For 5 points, which word completes the idiom in 7th blank, meaning in a state of extreme happiness, alluding to God's dwelling place?
Columbia Academy, Ben.
Heaven.
Yes.
For 10 points, Oliver Hazard Perry's decisive naval victory on Lake Erie, or Put-in Bay, on September 10, 1813, directly affected the course of the War of 1812 by forcing the British to withdraw from Detroit. Which name identifies Perry's ship as well as a U.S. river and falls along the U.S.-Canadian border?
MRA, Hudson.
St. Lawrence.
No. Columbia Academy, Cooper.
Niagara.
Yes.
For 10 points, name the Egyptian queen who was the daughter of Ptolemy Auletes.
MRA, George.
Cleopatra.
Yes.
For 10 points, it's a math question. 2 raised to the 7th power decreased by 2 raised to what power gives a result of 2 raised to the 6th power?
MRA, John.
5.
No.
No answer.
Columbia Academy, Cooper.
1.
No.
It's the 6th. For 10 points, which word beginning with S identifies the long, U-shaped length of tubing attached between the mouthpiece and the main tube of the trombone?
MRA, Hudson.
Slide.
Yes.
And that's the end of round 1. We'll be back in a moment with a preliminary score. After 1 round of play, the score is Columbia Academy 15, Madison-Ridgeland Academy 70. Let's move on to a new toss-up. It is a toss-up for 20 points. Under a 2003 agreement, Eskimos gained a new territory as big as South Carolina in northeastern Canada. By what other name beginning with I are Eskimos officially known?
MRA, John.
Inuit.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify each of the following terms used in chemistry. For 5 points, measure of the quantity of matter that a substance possesses.
Mass.
Yes.
For 10 points, what is the number of valence electrons in an atom of sulfur?
Four.
Yes.
For 15 points, the adjective used to describe liquids that are soluble in one another.
Soluble.
No.
Dense.
No.
It's going to be miscible. And we move back to a toss-up for 15 points. Identify the Central American country whose oldest city is Grenada, which was founded in 1524, burned by U.S. adventurer William Walker in 1856, and then quickly rebuilt.
Columbia Academy, Cooper.
Nicaragua.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify the following bones, all of which are named from Latin or Greek. For 5 points, the bone connecting the breastbone and the shoulder blade from the Latin for small key.
Clavicle.
Yes.
For 10 points, triangular bone forming the lower end of the spinal column from the Greek for cuckoo.
Sacrum.
No.
Coccyx.
Yes.
Yes. And we go back to a toss-up question for 10 points. Data released from a NASA satellite in 1992 supported the theory that the universe has been expanding ever since an initial explosion formed it. Name this theory.
Columbia Academy, Raleigh.
The Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify the following, each of which is associated with the Spanish word san, meaning saint. For 5 points, state where the San Fernando Valley is located.
California.
Yes.
For 10 points, major fracture in the Earth's crust, located mostly in California.
San Andreas Fault.
Yes.
For 15 points, South American country in which the University of San Marcos is located.
Peru.
Yes.
And for 20 points, island, also called Watling Island, on which Columbus allegedly made his first landing in the New World.
San Salvador.
Yes.
All right, and we go back to a toss-up for 20 points. Identify the English publisher and bookseller who was the first to print and sell books for children, publishing Goody Two-Shoes in 1765, and for whom an annual award given to the best American children's book is named.
MRA Hudson.
Newberry.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify each of the following concerning biology. For 5 points, large, complex protein in red blood cells that picks up oxygen in the lungs and releases it in the tissue in exchange for carbon dioxide.
Hemoglobin.
Yes.
For 10 points, protective wrapping that Schwann cells create around nerve fibers.
Myelin sheath.
Yes.
For 15 points, what word beginning with the letter K designates the character of a set of chromosomes as defined by their arrangement, number, size, shape, or other characteristics?
Karyotype.
Yes.
For 20 points, two-word term for the skin and its surface glands along with hair and nails.
Integumentary system.
Yes.
All right, and so we go back to a toss-up for 15 points. Name the New England author whose great-great-grandfather was a magistrate, and that's the end of round 2. We'll be back in a moment with a preliminary score. After 2 rounds of play, the preliminary score is Columbia Academy 95, Madison-Ridgeland Academy 185. We go into round 3, which is a toss-up and bonus question round. The first toss-up for 10 points: in which Middle Eastern city are the North Gate, the Hulda Gates, and the Gate of Essenes located?
MRA John.
Mecca.
No.
No answer. It's Jerusalem. For 20 points, Greek philosopher Thales proposed that the originating principle of nature and the nature of matter was what single underlying material substance?
Madison-Ridgeland George.
Ether.
No.
No answer. It's water. For 10 points, it's a math question. If 2 over x equals 1/9, then what is the reduced value of 2 over the quantity x minus 4?
MRA George.
1/7.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify the following, all of which contain the suffix IC. For 5 points, adjective describing diseases that range worldwide or all over a large region.
Pandemic.
Yes.
For 10 points, meaning of the S in the acronym START, the label given to the talks between the Soviet Union and the U.S.
Strategic.
Yes.
For 15 points, on February 14, 1989, Iranian leader Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini called on Muslims to kill Salman Rushdie, the British author of which book that he said desecrated Islam?
Islamic.
No. Okay.
No answer.
No.
No answer? Okay, it's the Satanic verses. So we go back to a toss-up. For 10 points, which word derived from the Greek for deep sleep designates both a condition of lethargy and a deep extended sleep caused by injury or disease?
MRA Hudson.
Coma.
Yes.
All right, and here are your bonus questions. Identify each of the following concerning literature. For 5 points, name the fictional detective whose fans are known as the Baker Street Irregulars.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
For 10 points, which author set his plays Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and The Glass Menagerie in the Mississippi Delta?
Tennessee Williams.
Yes.
For 15 points, Which rhythmic pattern did Chaucer introduce into English poetry? This pattern or meter consists of lines of 10 syllables, alternately unaccented and accented.
Iambic decameter.
No.
No.
Iambic pentameter.
Yes.
Yes. All right, and we go back to a toss-up for 10 points. Which word from the Greek for gold identifies the resting or pupal stage in the life cycle of a butterfly?
Madison-Ridgeland Academy, John.
Chrysalis.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify the capital city in which each of the following museums is located. For 5 points, the Egyptian Museum.
Cairo.
Cairo.
Yes.
For 10 points, in which U.S. capital city is the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum located? It is also known for its Pops Orchestra.
Oh, Boston.
What?
Boston.
Boston.
Yes.
For 15 points, Ulster Museum.
No.
Philadelphia.
No. No.
It's going to be Belfast. And we go back to a toss-up for 10 points. Which name identifies both the Canadian peninsula and the breed of former President Clinton's chocolate-colored male retriever?
Columbia Academy, Cooper.
Labrador.
Yes.
And here are your bonus questions. Identify each of the following concerning France. For 5 points, name the president of France's Fifth Republic from 1959 until 1969 when he resigned.
Denmark.
No.
Charles de Gaulle.
Yes.
Yes. And that is the end of round 3. We'll be back in a moment with a preliminary score. After 3 rounds of play, the preliminary score is Columbia Academy 120, Madison-Ridgeland Academy 265. We move into our 4th and final round, which is toss-up. The first 20-point toss-up. Name Lyndon Johnson, Secretary of Defense, who resigned in tears over the buildup of U.S. troops in Vietnam and the bombing of North Vietnam. He later headed the World Bank. No answer was Robert McNamara. For 10 points, which European city was once divided symbolically by the Brandenburg Gate?
MRA, Hudson.
Berlin.
Yes.
It's a math question for 10 points. If a piece of wire is cut into 2 sections with 60% of the wire in the longer section, what is the ratio of the length of the shorter section to that of the longer one?
Madison-Ridgeland, John.
2/3.
Yes.
For 20 points, identify the English philosopher whose essay concerning human understanding describes his theory of the mind as tabula rasa, void of all characters and ideas.
Madison-Ridgeland Academy, John.
Freud.
No.
No answer. It's John Locke. For 10 points, which word from the Greek for wandering identifies the microscopic animals and plants floating in the ocean?
MRA, John.
Plankton.
Yes.
For 10 points, it's a math question. What is the exact value of the cosine of the supplement of a 30-degree angle?
MRA, John.
1/2.
No. Columbia Academy, Ben.
Root of 3/2.
Yes. Oh, no.
No. The answer is the negative square root of 3 divided by 2. For 20 points, German author Franz Kafka wrote a book whose hero is Gregor Samsa.
MRA, Hudson.
Metamorphosis.
Yes.
For 10 points, name Missouri's 2 largest cities, one on the west border, the other on the east.
MRA, Hudson.
Kansas City and St. Louis.
Yes.
And it's another math question for 10 points. Give the value of y in this system of linear equations. 3x plus 4y equals 1, and x minus 2y equals 7.
Madison-Ridgeland Academy, John.
-2.
Yes.
And hold on to that pencil. It's another math type question for 10 points. A perfect number is defined as a number whose factors, other than the number itself, have a sum equal to the number. What number between 20 and 30 is a perfect number?
Madison-Ridgeland Academy, John.
20.
No. Columbia Academy, Cody.
25.
Nope.
It's going to be 28. For 10 points, on March 10th, 1876, who reportedly said, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want you"?
Madison-Ridgeland, Hudson.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Yes.
For 10 points, which geographic site completes E. Anthony's line in O Rare Don Marquis? Writing a book of poetry is like dropping a rose petal down the blank and waiting for an echo. This site is located in Arizona.
Columbia Academy, Cody.
The Grand Canyon.
Yes.
For 10 points, what Persian word, literally meaning the king is dead, is also used in chess for the move that wins the game?
Madison-Ridgeland, John.
Checkmate.
Yes.
You'll need your pencil for 10 points. Find the sum of the greatest common factor and least common multiple of 12 and 16.
Madison-Ridgeland, John.
6.
No. Columbia Academy, Ben.
52.
Yes.
For 20 points, what word designates the wounds corresponding to those of the crucified Christ?
Madison-Ridgeland, John.
Nail-pierced hands.
No.
No answer? Okay, it's going to be stigmata. And that concludes this match between Madison-Ridgeland Academy and Columbia Academy. We'll be back in a moment with the final score. And the final score for this match is Columbia Academy 140, Madison-Ridgeland Academy 355. Madison-Ridgeland Academy will advance to the semifinals.